Everyone, how's it going? Welcome back to Chef Vic Cuisine. Today we are making a key lime pie. Now, out of all my pie recipes, I may have to say this would be my favorite. The combination of sweet and tart is an absolute dream, and I can't wait for you guys to try it yourselves at home. So, let's get started. All right, so to get this recipe started, first we're going to create our whipped cream topping. And for that, we're gonna need 2 cups of heavy whipping cream and half a cup of powdered sugar, as well as a couple dashes of vanilla extract. You wanna start off by whisking this on low speed and then continue to increase the speed to high until the cream is thickened. And you're ultimately looking for consistency like you see in the video here. Now we're gonna reserve 1 cup's worth of this topping to use in the filling of the pie. But we're gonna store this in the fridge until we're ready to use it. Now let's move on to making the crust of the key lime pie. And for that, we're gonna need about 2 cups worth of fine graham cracker crumbs. And to create those, you want to add in a handful of graham crackers into the bowl of a food processor. Pulse the food processor on low speed until your crumbs form. And if after your first batch of graham crackers have been processed and you don't have enough for 2 cups, you just want to add a couple more graham crackers into the bowl and then pulse it again until you form 2 cups worth of the graham cracker crumbs. Transfer these crumbs into a large mixing bowl. Use a whisk to whisk it about to make sure that all the big chunks have been crushed. And then you want to add in 2/3 cup of light brown sugar, followed by a 1/4 cup of unsalted butter that's been melted. Mix all these ingredients together until they're well combined. And a test to know that your crust is ready to be packed is that if you press the crumbs together, they should hold their shape. And if your crumbs are still too dry and don't hold their shape when you press them, you can add a little more butter. But be careful adding too much, otherwise when you bake it, the butter is going to seep out of your pan. So now we want to pour this mixture into a 9-inch deep dish spring-form pan that's been coated with a non-stick spray, and firmly press the crust into place. And your goal here is to try to keep the crust as even as possible around the entire bottom surface as well as the edges. And you want to lightly pack the edges of the crust together as well. I find the best tool to help creating a nice uniform crust is using a measuring cup to apply some downward pressure onto the bottom of the crust, as well as some side pressure to push those crumbs along the edge of the pan, doing so as evenly as possible. Now we're going to transfer this to an oven that's been preheated to 350 degrees Fahrenheit or 176 degrees Celsius and bake this for just 8 minutes. And then you want to take it out of the oven and allow it to cool completely before adding your filling. So to create our filling, in a large bowl, you want to add in 28 ounces of sweetened condensed milk, followed by 1 cup of sour cream, whisking these 2 ingredients together until they're well combined. Now you want to add in 3/4 cup of key lime juice, which you can get from a concentrate bottle, or if you have enough time on your hands and you feel like doing some work, the juice of about 30 key limes. It does make a difference on using key lime juice versus regular lime juice. My favorite go-to is Nelly and Joe's key lime juice from concentrate, but you can use whatever brand is nearest to you. But just remember, if you're not using key lime juice, you're not making a key lime pie. And so once you've mixed in your key lime juice, you also want to add 1 tablespoon's worth of key lime zest. And that's approximately the zest from 3 key limes. Give that another quick whisk. And then finally, we want to add in that 1 cup of reserved whipped cream topping. Mixing that in gives us a very velvety smooth inner custard for our pie. So now that our filling has formed, you want to pour it into our cooled crust, and using a spatula, you want to smooth out the top of the filling. We want to place this in the oven and bake it at 350 degrees Fahrenheit or 176 degrees Celsius for 8 to 10 minutes. Our goal here is to not brown the filling. You want to remove it from the oven and then cover it loosely with aluminum foil and refrigerate this pie overnight. Giving the pie this quick bake allows the custard to firm up a bit, and chilling it overnight creates that velvety smooth finish that we're looking for in each slice of our pie. So now on our next day, we want to remove the outer ring from our springform pan, and then we want to transfer our whipped cream topping into a piping bag fitted with our favorite type of attachment and create dollops of whipped cream frosting around the edge of our pie. And it's at this stage where you can really do what you want as far as experimenting with the design of the whipped cream topping. Feel free to use as much or as little as you want. At this stage, the pie is ready to be served and enjoyed, but what I like to do to add a little bit more flavor is to slice up a few more key limes, as well as zest a few more as well, so that you can garnish your key lime pie with some small lime slices, as well as the zest of the key limes. But with that garnishing finished, you're ready to slice it, serve it, and enjoy it. Now, when you try this recipe at home yourself, I think you'll agree with me that this is the new best recipe for key lime pie. It's one of the easiest pies to make, and the flavor is incredible. Please give this a try at home, and when you do, be sure to tag me at #ChefVicCuisine or at @ChefVicCuisine so I can see your takes on this recipe. But I guarantee you, once you make it, you won't be able to have just one slice. As always, this recipe and many more can be found in my cookbook, Chef Vic Cuisine Volume 3, Upgrading Your Inner Chef. And that's available on Amazon, and I'll be sure to leave a link to that in my description box. Or feel free to click the pop-up on your screen for more information on that as well. Thank you all so much for watching. I really appreciate it. I hope you enjoyed the recipe, and if you did, make sure to smash that like button for me. It really helps out the channel and shows your support in the best way. And if you're new to the channel, my name is Victor, and welcome to Chef Vic Cuisine. I like to create new recipes each and every week that show you how to make them for yourselves, for your family, or for your friends. So if that sounds interesting to you, make sure you hit that subscribe button too. And sharing is caring, so if you enjoyed this recipe and think someone else will too, make sure you share this with all your family and friends. And stay tuned for next week, where I show you how to make an amazing Turkish dessert, baklava. An amazing dish with a walnut filling and a homemade delicious syrup. I guarantee you'll fall in love with this dish with each and every bite. Well, thank you all so much for watching this recipe. I really hope you enjoyed it. Thank you all again for all your support. Be sure to check out more recipes on my page now. YouTube thinks you'll like this video, so let's see if they're right. And I'll catch you next time on another episode of Chef Vic Cuisine. And until then, peace.